And I'm just practicing. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morocco. Number 5.
Snowball Toss Friday. You can win $1,500 cash playing your favorite slots with your rewards card. 1 to 9 p.m.
Number 4.
Genuine, live February 4th. Get your tickets today.
3.
Cozy gift giveaway. Get an iPad green cover set when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. The 24th and 25th.
And the number 2.
$500 drawing. You can win $500 cash playing table games with your rewards card. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
And the number 1 reason.
Big Game Blitz. Food, drinks, giveaways, and the big game on big screens in our ballroom for a small price. Get tickets now.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
LeBron James apologized to Lakers fans. James promised to be better after LA suffered their worst loss of the season. It's winner go home for Aaron Donald and the Rams. Super Wild Card Weekend wraps up tonight with LA hosting the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. And the Chiefs routed the Steelers in what was likely Ben Roethlisberger's final game. The Steelers quarterback hinted at retirement, saying he's looking forward to the next chapter. I'm Misty Jordan.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot at millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
This report is sponsored by Owen Patterson & Owen.
I'm Susan Owen, managing partner at Owen Patterson & Owen. When you are in an accident, you don't know what the future holds for you physically, emotionally, financially. If you've been injured, call Owen Patterson & Owen, 888-OPIA-WIN. And we do, OPIALaw.com.
This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, and I want you to know that we have the world's friendliest technicians. Here's how we do it. We only hire friendly people. It's the very first thing we look for during interviews. If they're not friendly, it's a deal breaker. We think we're checking their experience and technical abilities, but we're really seeing if they smile or not. We're checking to see if they're polite, approachable, outgoing, and kind. And if they are, and only if they are, then we take a look at their technical abilities. But if they're grumpy and don't smile and aren't polite, no job. The result is an entire team of over 200 of the world's friendliest technicians. Call and see for yourself. Our precision tune-up and professional cleaning is just $88. Call Service Champions at 833-777-7777 or find us online at servicechampions.com.
Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good fees for free.
Conquer your New Year's resolution to be more productive with the Before Breakfast podcast. In each bite-sized daily episode, time management and productivity expert Laura Vanderkam teaches you how to make the most of your time, both at work and at home. These are the practical suggestions you need to get more done with your day. Just as lifting weights keeps our bodies strong as we age, learning new skills is the mental equivalent of pumping iron. Listen to Before Breakfast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and 0% deferred interest financing. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Live the glory of the NFL and celebrate the conclusion of the NFL's biggest season ever at Super Bowl Experience presented by Lowe's. Tickets start at just $20, and kids 12 and under attend free every day. Download NFL One Pass to purchase your tickets today. Opens February 5th at the LA Convention Center.
Over the last 30 years, 8 million U.S. service members have returned home after serving our country around the world. The biggest challenge a returning vet faces is getting back to everyday life. And a key to that is personal wellness. iHeartRadio has teamed up with some of America's biggest veteran organizations and programs to create Show Your Stripes, a one-stop destination for veterans and their families to find the resources they need. If you're a veteran facing challenges, or if you're looking out for the well-being of a veteran you know, visit showyourstripes.org today.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
It's cutting the number of wings from 10 pieces to just 8 because of rising food and labor costs.
Oh, everybody's doing that.
Are you a wings guy?
No, that's why I don't care. They can cut it down to 1 for $9.
Bill Handel.
I just don't care.
Mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm Jennifer Jones Lee, and some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy says the next few weeks will be tough as COVID-19 infections driven by the Omicron variant continue to surge. Dr. Murthy says the Biden administration is working on getting new COVID tests and distributing free N95 masks for Americans. Now, LA County health officials say the number of people with COVID-19 in the hospitals in the county is more than 4,500. The number of ICU patients with COVID has increased by 20 to 622. The county reported another 53 deaths from COVID. This news comes a day after officials reported 66 COVID deaths. That was the highest daily total since April of last year. Two British teens are in custody. This is part of that investigation into the standoff in Texas. As Jim Ryan just told us, we now understand that the two teenagers are the sons of the shooter who was killed after the hostages were able to get away from him in Texas yesterday. So we'll try and figure out what, if any, potential connections that the shooter could have, or the hostage taker could have had to any possible larger organization. And Novak Djokovic is out, and the Australian Open is underway. Yesterday, Novak Djokovic knew that he got his visa pulled. And one thing that I also learned this morning was, in Australia, usually, if you get your visa pulled for whatever reason, usually there's a 3-year ban on when you can come back. And they haven't said if that's going to apply to Djokovic or not, but the way that Australia is like, hey, if it applies to one person, it applies to everybody, I wonder. So does this mean he's out of the Australian Open for this year and the next 3? Possibly. All right. You had major airline cancellations over the weekend. Yesterday alone, 57,000 flights had been delayed, 47,000 had been canceled. 5,700 had been delayed and 4,700 had been canceled. Now, last week we were talking about a number of flight delays or cancellation because they didn't have the crew to staff some of these planes. I believe it was United Airlines we were talking about last week. And that was because not that people weren't coming to work or that they didn't have enough employees. It's because people got COVID. So they couldn't come to work. On top of that, now we get to add a major winter storm in the southeast. So you had major hubs at the center of the chaos. Charlotte's Douglas International Airport in North Carolina, Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta. And some of these places, they got snow, but they also have terrible ice storms in Atlanta. So just because you don't see a whole bunch of snow on the ground and you're thinking, why is Atlanta impacted by that? My husband tells me about these crazy ice storms that they used to get when he was a kid and what he remembers from them, and that they would just sort of stop everything, almost worse than a snowstorm would. But if you have a flight right now because of the crazy winter weather on the East Coast, even if you're not flying east, there's always that ripple down effect. So if you want to go ahead and check ahead with your carrier, might be a good idea. Did you see these stories that Union Pacific now says that it might avoid operating in LA County because of a spike in thefts? And it blames on lax prosecution of crimes. Oh, who's that going after, George Gascon? Union Pacific said last month in a letter that the LADA, it wrote a letter to the LADA, that it saw a 160% year-over-year increase in thefts in LA County. Union Pacific said in its letter, in the last 3 months of the year, it made over 100 arrests of active criminals vandalizing trains in partnership with the LA Police Department and Sheriff's Department. But Union Pacific, which has its own police department, said that even it expanded its own security resources and partnered with law enforcement, the problem isn't going away because after these criminals are arrested, they are released from custody within 24 hours. And they say, hey, if we know that we are going to get looted or robbed or whatever the case may be as we go through LA, maybe we're just going to find other ways to get our shipments around. And I'm telling you, when it starts hitting money, and I'm sorry to say this, that sometimes it's not just the impact that it has on victims, that a district attorney's ideas or his policies have. It's when it starts impacting money. that sometimes makes officials stand up and take notice. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's a sick reality, and it gets disgusting, but it is what it is, as my mom would say. So if you go to Starbucks or Chipotle, and all of a sudden you see a sign on the door that says, hours cut, or new hours, well, that's because of COVID-19. And so these chains, Starbucks and Chipotle, say they are temporarily limiting operations at their stores because they are facing labor shortages and a rise in COVID-19. So you've seen all the help wanted signs pretty much everywhere you go, right? And they can't get enough people to work in the store in the first place. And now the people that they do have working in their stores are coming down with COVID. And then if you get COVID, you know, you're off for a week or so. So now they're having trouble staffing these sites because of those two coming together. So there you go. So if you go to Starbucks or you go to Chipotle and it's closed, you probably know why. DirecTV says it plans to drop the right-wing TV channel One America News Network. And it's a move by the largest satellite TV provider in the U.S. that's expected to significantly shrink the reach of the channel that's loyal to ex-President Trump. The San Diego-based OAN receives nearly all its revenue from DirecTV. So who will be the big money behind it now if DirecTV drops it? I don't know. The network has been criticized for spreading conspiracy theories and disinformation about the 2020 election and COVID-19. DirecTV says it will no longer carry OAN in early April. And finally, let's end on a Dolly Parton story, shall we? She's a national treasure, isn't she? Well, Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams is re-releasing Dolly Parton's Strawberry Pretzel Pie Pint in conjunction with her Run Rose Run novel and album. First of all, if you've never had strawberry pretzel pie, or strawberry pretzel salad, as it's sometimes called, oh, that is just a poor man's delight. And I say that because pretty much I think it came from families who didn't have a lot of money, and they put together this salad, and it is amazing, including mine, who put it together. So this company made this ice cream. It was supposed to be just kind of an exclusive one-time thing, but now that Dolly Parton has come out with a new album, Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream says that it is partnering one more time with the singer to have this limited edition run. And so both the ice cream and the album are available at Shop Jenny's, that's JENIJENIS.com. And you can get Run Rose Run. The companion album is scheduled for March 4th, so Run Rose Run is the book. You can get your ice cream, and March 4th you can get more Dolly Parton. And that's what the world needs. More MLK, more Betty White, and more Dolly Parton. We just put a bow on this show. This is KFI and KOST HD2 Los Angeles. Let's take a look at that drive. Jeff Ball, good morning.
Yes, I take a look. Well, that's quite a group you got there. Those three people are really pretty cool.
I'm telling you, when I grow up, I want to be one of those three. Would be awesome.
Oh, boy, that would be truly nice. Dolly especially, she really puts her heart on her sleeve. She's just a great person.
That's why we named our big dog Dolly.
Oh, speaking of big dogs, you talking about Pasadena Humane? They have a real special thing going on big dog adoption. So check it out. It's pretty cool. We want to get Tim Conway Jr. down there for some big dogs.
Yes.
All right, San Fernando Valley is looking good. If you're driving around, we came south on the Hollywood Freeway. I want to caution you on one thing. If you're still home, maybe South LA, you're going to drive the Harbor Freeway anywhere in downtown. We got some light rain, and it doesn't take much to get in trouble. You're on LA freeways. They kind of slip and slide, so just be careful. But all is well. We're right over the East LA interchange right now. Things are working good. We're going to head down to 710 105, see if that East 105 Garfield is anything to warn you about, so don't go away. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Ball, KFI in the sky.
Your electric bill keeps going up. The cost of solar has gone way down. It's time to go solar with local veteran-owned Semper Solaris now and get all the benefits. Here's veteran, founder, and owner Kelly Shawhan.
In the military, when you give your word, it's just as your word. Work hard and keep your word. That's what we do every single day. I've heard about Semper Solaris and found out that they were veterans, so I knew they were going to do the job right.
Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper Solaris offers new heating and air conditioning systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. Call 877-211-5591 or visit sempersolaris.com. 26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Our approved credit. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Expires 1/31/2022. CSLB number 978152.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand. It's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch with the office, if it has to arrive at the actual lunchtime, food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, rare, you can reach someone in seconds. Thank you for calling Easy Cater. Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a mostly cloudy day ahead, and as Jeff Baum mentioned, some scattered showers out there this morning with a chance of showers this afternoon. Highs will be in the low to mid 60s. We'll drop into the 50s overnight, and then just a lingering chance of showers tomorrow as well. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News starts now.
Handle on the News.
Handle on the news.
And now, here's Bill Handel.
Good morning, everybody. Bill Handel here on a Wednesday morning, the 17th of January, which means today, Martin Luther King Day, national holiday as we honor the legacy of Martin Luther King. And when was the last time a national holiday was given to an individual American? I think, was it Columbus killing the Indian Day? That was a national holiday. Oh, that was taken away from him. Now it's become Indigenous Peoples Day. Now, is that official, incidentally?
I think in certain parts of the country.
But not nationally speaking.
I don't think so.
As Martin Luther King is a national holiday.
Yeah.
Which is, no joke. Because you go into, for example, the Redwood area of California, it's the National Red Robin Day. And it's a day off. Anyway, good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Handel.
That made no sense. I know that. Wayne, good morning.
It's the only national holiday that comes with unlimited fries.
That's true. Huh?
Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Oh, Red Robin. Oh, God, are they still around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. There was one I knew that was sort of in the Calabasas area that closed down. That was the only one because I have friends out there. All right. Alex, good morning.
Morning.
And Mr. Tyler, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bill.
Okay, we start with an Instagram post that we posted last night on that Bill Handel Show, and it is a postcard I pulled out of a box yesterday, and it's reminiscent of, or a postcard I bought in Italy, and that was my first trip to Italy. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm looking it up right now.
Jennifer's looking it up, and there it is.
Oh my God!
Yes, exactly. My first trip to Italy.
Of course you bought that postcard. Oh
hey.
My God!
That Bill Handel Show.
Bought that postcard and kept that postcard.
Oh, yes, I did.
When was this trip?
Oh, God, it was a million years ago.
Which is, yes, to Wayne's point then, you have kept this postcard for a million years.
Yeah.
To resurrect it because it makes you smile.
It does. It does. And it's a picture of David, of Michelangelo's David, and, of course, one of the most extraordinary statues you'll ever see. All right, what else is going on? Well, we're going to talk a little bit later on about Martin Luther King and his legacy, and usually we talk about the positive aspects of Martin Luther King's legacy and what an extraordinary human being he was. Today we're going to talk about the negative part of the legacy. And this is one that Martin Luther King would probably has turned over in his grave and said, really? Is that where we have gone in the world of the civil rights movement? All right, a story about the Beijing Olympics going to share. And then we have, we're all over the place today. LA County jails, Australia, and of course, Djokovic. Come on, Bill. Djokovic. Yeah, Djokovic. He's gone. He's tossed. And then the question is, come on, guys, just get the vaccine. How difficult is that? It's impossible. No one's going to tell me what to do. All right. You sit in a hotel room for 10 days, and then they toss you out. Okay, fair enough. Have a good time. Mazel tov, as they say in Australia. Terrific. Congratulations. Okay. You guys ready to do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Handle on the news, Jennifer Jones-Lee, Wayne Resnick, and me, Lee Sorry. There was an honest-to-God tsunami. There was a volcano that ripped, I think near Tonga, if I'm not mistaken, yes.
Have you seen the video of this? I've never seen an underwater volcano before.
Well, and the video, all it shows is, from the satellite, a mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
And then the shock wave going out. It's just like a nuclear weapon being exploded out in the Pacific or in the Atlantic, and usually it's always Pacific testing. And first test of a thermonuclear device, hydrogen bomb in the United States was in the Pacific. And what was the name of the test? It was the island of Bikini. And there it was. Yes. And it was...
and wasn't the bomb called, wasn't it Little Boy?
No, that was Hiroshima.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, and it reached the United States from a zillion miles out there, and it actually caused some swells. I mean, it didn't do an insane amount of damage. I mean, compared to what happened in Indonesia. Remember that, when that came in and 250,000 people died as a result of the tsunami? I don't think there were any deaths here. And it was minimal damage, but still, when a tsunami hits and you're out in the middle of the ocean, there literally is a 4-inch swell as it goes across the ocean. And it just builds up and builds up pressure, so by the time it hits shore, this thing is massive, like a garden hose, where the water at the end, you put your thumb on it, and the water narrows, and there is that stream, that hard stream. That's the kind of pressure that these have. But the West Coast got a little bit.
And I think they're still really keeping a close eye on Tonga. And I think that you still have swells there that they're trying to make sure, even if it doesn't hit Tonga, there are all those other little island nations around there that they want to make sure that those don't get inundated.
Yeah, what can they do?
Well, FEMA's on it, I know that.
Yeah, but what can FEMA do other than serve up hot dogs and get some trailers out there?
You can't control the ocean.
No, you can, and you have to buy, FEMA has a record of, buying trailers, and, I think Chinese trailers, and asking for extra formaldehyde in the walls.
Oh, so bad.
Thank you.
LA County has seen a 10-month high in COVID rates. So it was an average 40 COVID deaths a day over the past week, and that's the highest rate in nearly 10 months. And of course, this is all because of Omicron. And I don't know if you guys heard the U.S. Surgeon General yesterday, Vivek Murthy, talking, and he said, essentially, the U.S. is going to have to deal with this surge of Omicron for the next few weeks.
Yeah. And there's a story coming up about that at 7 o'clock because the CDC has suggested that the cloth masks that a lot of us wear, because they're comfortable, should not be worn at all. KN95 and N95. N95s are a pain in the ass to use, but much stronger masks, the KN95. I don't even think the surgical masks are considered appropriate or strong enough to defend.
Well, look, I think they're saying any mask is better than no mask, but cloth masks are only a tiny bit better. Surgical masks are a little better than that. Also, surgical masks, they're different levels. There's level 0, 1, and 2. If you get a level 2 surgical mask, it's pretty good. It's not N95 level, but it's pretty decent. Mask Talk. It's Mask Talk Monday here on KFI. Well, we're getting more information about that standoff, the hostage-taking situation at a synagogue in Fort Worth, Texas. And luckily, this was a situation that did eventually resolve itself with a hostage rescue team storming the place. Everybody got out except the bad guy, who is dead. The rabbi told authorities that in the final stages of this 10-hour standoff, that the captor got more and more belligerent. And we know a little bit about who he is and what he wanted. What he wanted is the release of a woman named Afiyah Siddiqui. This is a neuroscientist from Pakistan who is suspected of having ties to Al-Qaeda and who was convicted by us, the feds, of trying to kill U.S. Army officers in Afghanistan. She is in prison in Fort Worth. And this guy, who is a guy, he's a British national named Malik Faisal Akram, came to the U.S. a couple weeks ago, bought a gun on the street, took hostages at the synagogue, demanding the release of Siddiqui.
In a rather unusual story, the authorities are telling us it really wasn't an attack on the synagogue itself. That was fairly random. It was not an attack on Jewish people or services. It could have been an attack on a Burger King. All he was interested in is the release of this prisoner, and that was it.
Still terrorism.
Oh, absolutely terrorism. But it was not an anti-Jewish attack. It was more, according to authorities, it was more a pro-Palestinian neuroscientist who's sitting in jail right now to get her released.
And you guys probably heard this morning that 2 teenagers have been arrested in the UK.
Yes.
In connection to it. They are his sons.
Ah, okay. That I hadn't heard yet. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. This is KFI. Let's check in with Jennifer.
Arson arrests across California have more than doubled over a 2-year period. Officials with CAL FIRE say even though arson arrests have increased, the number of fires started by arsonists has not gone up. The nation is marking Martin Luther King Jr. today as the Senate prepares to take up voting rights legislation tomorrow. And former President Trump is hinting at a run for the White House in 2024. At a rally in Arizona this weekend, Trump said, "We are going to take back the White House in 2024, but it's not clear if he was referring to himself or pushing for another Republican to take office." We've got your drive on the 710 with EKFI in the sky next.
If you're one of those folks that are looking to leave your house, bail out, moving for any reason, downsizing, financial issues, let's say you inherited a home, you wonder what to do. Well, the first thing you do is default to a real estate agent. And then you get to paint, repair, and clean, and then a prospective buyer walks through, many of them possibly, and you get to pay 6% for the privilege. Well, imagine doing that without doing that. You sell your house without any of that hassle. No buyer ever walks through, no commission, no cleaning, no painting. You could leave your tchotchkes all over the place, which all of us think are hideous that you like. You get paid in cash within 10 days or less. That's directbuyers.com. Directbuyers.com. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer, even a $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move, and they will never, ever, ever lowball you, and I love that. Go to directbuyers.com, call 844-242-SELL, 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
Looking to save money on auto insurance? It's easy. Get your free quote at AAA.com/insurance. You could save even more when you bundle your homeowner's or renter's policy too. Visit AAA.com/insurance today for your free AAA full picture quote.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly cloudy, and we do have scattered showers being reported all over Southern California. Highs today will just be in the 60s. This report is brought to you by the Auto Club of Southern California. Let's look at that drive on the 710.
You bet. Take notice of what Jen was trying to warn you about here. Be careful on off-ramps and transitions, because just slick enough to get you in trouble. Now, the 710 itself is in pretty good shape. Really nothing to worry about. However, there is a problem now on the eastbound 105 just east of the 710. As a matter of fact, it's a hard closure. If you're coming out of LAX right now or coming away from the Harbor Freeway, they'll make you get, again, this is just past 710. You have to get off at Garfield and then just follow the traffic. You'll get back on at Paramount, so it's not the end of the world. You can do it. It's going to cost you some time. But the transitions from the north and south 710 to the east 105, they've remained open. However, you're going to go buy an investigation scene, so please be careful. Engineer and accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. The new Staples Connect will change the way you think about staples. Explore the world of possible with new small business services and innovative tools. Work and learn from anywhere. Now open at 5665 West Wilshire, 1 block east of the La Brea Tar Pits. Learn more at staplesconnect.com/LA.
We've weathered this pandemic by doing our part to protect each other. So let's stick to what's proven to keep us safer from COVID-19 and its variants, like masking up in public indoor settings, getting tested before and after traveling and gathering, and staying home if you feel sick. Let's keep our immunity strong. Visit myturn.ca.gov or call 833-422-4255 to find a vaccine or booster near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hey guys, Conway here. The only thing easier than making a New Year's resolution and instantly forgetting about it is donating your old vehicle to Cars for Kids. The entire process takes about 2 minutes with a quick call to 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or visit carsforkids.org. They guarantee quick, free pickup of your car and they'll take care of all the paperwork so you don't have to. Plus, you're going to get a tax deduction and a voucher for a 3-day, 2-night hotel stay. Ding dong with that hotel stay. To get started, just go to carsforkids.org. That's Cars with a K.
Live the glory of the NFL and celebrate the conclusion of the NFL's biggest season ever at Super Bowl Experience presented by Lowe's. Tickets start at just $20 and kids 12 and under attend free every day. Download NFL One Pass to purchase your tickets today. Opens February 5th at the LA Convention Center.
This is your moment. The moment to care for your aging parent or grandparents. To be there to help them when they truly need it. To lend a helping hand or just a hand to hold. If you have an ailing parent or grandparent, Paid Family Leave can provide you with up to 8 weeks of partial wage replacement to give you the time you need to give them the attention they need. This is your moment. Take it. To learn more, visit CaliforniaPaidFamilyLeave.com. Moments matter.
Is it safe to return to work?
Should my kids go back to school?
Can I see my friends and family now?
As life returns to normal, our COVID-19 worries have not disappeared, but evolved. CalHost offers free tips and tools to help manage your stress. Call our warm line at 1-833-317-4673 or live chat online at calhost.org.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand it's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch to the office that has to arrive at the actual lunchtime, food for work has to work. That's why there's EasyCater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, it's rare. You can reach someone in seconds. Thank you for calling EasyCater. Some food just doesn't work at work, but EasyCater just does. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Want to sell your valuable coins, high-end jewelry, collectibles, or fine art for more? Here's someone who will tell you why you should call Tangible Investments.
Hi, my name is Allie Eastburn, and I'm the founder of With This Ring.
With This Ring is Allie's charity.
About 11 years ago, I realized that the ring on my finger could literally save an entire village in Africa. So I donated that ring, and now we have rings coming in to our organization from women and men all over the world.
So who buys Allie's donated rings?
Tangible Investments. Our ring donors send our rings directly to Tangible Investments, and they give us more money for those rings than anyone else ever has.
With Sill's help, Allie is changing the world.
It helps us do what we do best, which is drilling clean water wells in Liberia, Africa.
Tangible Investments owner Sill D. Genova has become America's top dealer in coins, precious metals, jewelry, and fine art. Sill guarantees you'll get more.
Thanks so much, Sill and Tangible Investments, for all you've done for us.
Call now for a no-obligation free professional appraisal. 800-711-2800. 800-711-2800. 800-711-2800.
I'm Stephen Rennell, the host of the Meat Eater podcast and the Netflix original series Meat Eater. As a hunter and wildlife enthusiast, the question comes up, how can you justify killing and eating animals that you love and protect? Well, that's part of what we wrangle with on the Meat Eater podcast, along with broader and often funnier discussions about living an outdoor life in the modern world. We insist on sharing challenging opinions to inspire thought and action. Listen to the Meat Eater podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
when you're in a line that's 50 miles long,
You can't see the front of it. It's terrifying.
you don't know when it's going to reopen. You have no idea what kind of work they're doing.
It could be 5 minutes or it could be 7 hours. You don't think it's going to be 24 hours.
That's one of my big fears.
You know how impatient I can be.
Gary and Shannon.
You wouldn't abandon your vehicle.
I would abandon the vehicle.
You would get out.
Yeah.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
And we're back, everybody. Bill Handel here. Yep, it's a Martin Luther King Monday as we celebrate the legacy of Dr. King. And I'll talk a little bit more later on the negative part of the legacy of Dr. King. First time I've ever done that. It's always the greatness, well, which still is there, but as a result of Dr. King, look where we have gone. That's not going to be the topic today. I'll be doing that later on at 9 o'clock. Let's return to Handel on the News, Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
All right, so although there is no hard and fast indication that the man who held a synagogue or held hostages in a synagogue in Texas was specifically targeting the Jewish community, LA area law enforcement still jumped on this right away, and they're still on it. They are just monitoring local Jewish houses of worship because they just want to make sure. I mean, we don't know for sure that this guy isn't connected to something big. We don't know what, if anything, he's connected to.
Yeah.
And so they're just making sure that everything stays safe in LA. No threats to LA, nothing at all.
Still, as a prophylactic,
Yeah,
when they're
just
putting
step up.
everybody.
Why
You know,
not?
there's an answer to this. Do what I do, folks, if you're Jewish. Never go to synagogue. And it'll never happen to you.
I think there's a lot of Jews that didn't require a pandemic to reach that conclusion.
Probably true.
Or an uptick in any terrorism.
Yeah, I can think of two of them, Wayne, right now.
Oh, I can see one right now in front of me. Lapsed Jews. All right, let's move on to something else. This is terrible. Sandra Shells was a nurse who was waiting at a bus stop near Union Station when a transient came up, assaulted her viciously, cracked her skull, and she has passed away. Now, LA County Supervisor Catherine Parton wants a full investigation into this assault, and there's not that much to investigate beyond what happened.
And
they've identified the attacker, somebody named Carrie Bell, a transient who lived near the site of the attack. She was hit with no provocation for no possible known reason. And this is the problem when we mix the problem of homelessness, which to me, the problem of homelessness is people who want homes, want a place to live, and can't get one.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about
With the problem of severely mentally ill, dangerous people roaming the streets. It's two separate things, but every time this comes up, it gets sucked into the problem of homelessness, where in that problem, you need to have a lot of compassion. You can't put your fist down and say, crack down on these people, if you're talking about homeless people. But this guy may have been homeless, but that's not the problem. The problem is he's severely mentally ill in a dangerous way.
And there are not enough services. We're going to cover that.
Services for this. This is he gets locked up until such time as someone is confident that he's not dangerous anymore. That's the thing. See, even, and this is not against you, but we get into this talk about, oh, this woman was killed for no reason by a dangerous man. Well, we need to talk about services.
Yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't lessen his danger at all. But you're right, it's deeper than that. And at 8 o'clock, I'm going to dive into that a little bit. And there's nothing that we can say about homelessness that doesn't take a week per subject. It is that complicated, and the answers they're there, and they're fairly easy to fix, and all it takes is the entire budget of the United States and Canada to do it. That's the problem. We'll come back. This is KFI. Jennifer.
man's been severely burned in a fire in North Hollywood. An LA Fire Department spokesman says the fire started yesterday outside and spread into a garage and then to a home. Firefighters found a man inside. He was sent to the hospital and treated for second-degree burns to his hands and legs. News is brought to you by Reborn Cabinets. A new UCLA study finds that students who speed up class videos 1.5 times to save time remembered the same amount of information as people who watched them at normal speeds. But faster wasn't better. Researchers found that the students had a hard time remembering the content of videos that were sped up 2.5 times. COVID-19 has taken a toll on families and especially children. University of Pennsylvania Associate Professor Dan Triglia with the COVID Collaborative says about 167,000 kids have lost a parent or primary caregiver to COVID, and the effects can be devastating.
Can lead to things like anxiety, depression, PTSD, higher dropout rate, lower employment rate, increased risk of alcohol and substance abuse.
Professor Triglia says the COVID-19 Collaborative is presenting recommendations to Congress and state and local governments to help the kids. And Metro has closed its 23 Dockless bike stations in North Hollywood for 6 to 8 weeks. The agency says it's using the docks to, the stations, they're using now a classic bike system. Metro says the dock stations are more popular. We got your ride on the 105.
You betcha. Heads up now. This is a delay you wouldn't expect on a holiday morning, but it's on the eastbound 105 getting through the 710. Just past the 710 at Garfield, it's a hard closure due to a crash. They're making you get off at the ABC. Excuse me. But you have to get off at Garfield, but just follow the traffic. It's kind of easy. You get right back on the East 105 at Paramount, and you go on your way. But it is a delay. Westbound is just fine. Now, we're going back there. We'll check and give you an update in just a little bit, but we came down to 5. That was good. Came north on the 605. Everything looking pretty good. We're west on the San Bernardino Freeway right now, coming up on San Antonio. Things look good here. We'll head back there, give you another update coming up. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Spa, KFI in the sky.
The Dodgers have reportedly spent some of their international free agent signing budget on 17-year-old Dominican infielder Samuel Munoz and a right-hander from Venezuela named Afiyah Morales. The struggling Lakers get the Utah Jazz today at 7:30 in the shadow of comments from Magic Johnson on Twitter that Lakers fans deserve more than, and I quote now, a lack of effort and no sense of urgency. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
But you do know that over 65% of bankruptcies filed are due to the overwhelming medical bills people have to pay. Accident attorney knows if you're ever hurt in an accident, your medical bills can be financially devastating. And the insurance company, they'll try to pay you as little as possible for your injury. That's why they call Sweet James Accident Attorney. The winning team is Sweet James will step in and take that burden off of you. They will help you get the medical treatment that you need without you paying a dime out of pocket. Then your attorneys will work to maximize the money you get. If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do next? Well, what you do makes a big difference. Don't assume you're not hurt because you don't feel pain right away. Call Sweet James for a free consultation. 800-500-5200. 800-500-5200. SweetJames.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a cloudy day with scattered showers. Highs will just be in the 60s. We drop into the 60s tomorrow night, and it's still for scattered showers again for tomorrow. We need local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jensen Transley.
Accounting and payroll.
Mike Chappell here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
My husband and I started a business together, and I had no idea where to start when it came to payroll. And a friend of mine recommended Paycheck, and I have not looked back since. It was extremely user-friendly. I was actually able to understand it and run everything extremely well. And anytime I've had a question, they have been so quick to answer and help me. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's looking for a payroll software that is easy to use, user-friendly, and really offers everything that you need when it comes to something that's beneficial for your business.
Visit us at patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Pretzel.com Arena, Tuesday, January 18th for Dodgers Night. Presented by Louisville, California. Purchase a special LA Kings and Dodgers ticket pack and you'll receive a limited edition baseball jersey. Get tickets now at LAKings.com/Dodgers.
Fresh groceries are always good, so we stock your delivery order for freshness at every step from farm to store. And you can help every veggie in the free to order as well. So we treat your food the way we want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
You'll find big deals on big packs. Right now, 18-ounce containers of delicious fresh blueberries are only $2.99 with your card. Fresh for everyone. Hey, it's Dean Sharp. In 2022, where is your best chance at finding the appliances you need at the best price, in stock, and ready to deliver? WBC Kitchen and Bath Center. Go to WBCappliances.com, WBCappliances.com.
For official rules and more information about context of this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules.
KFI AM 640, Bill Handel here. As we continue on Martin Luther King with the news, Jennifer, Wayne, and me. Here's another one.
Yeah, we were just talking about that woman who was stuck in Pint by a homeless man at Union Square here in LA. Now on the other coast, in New York, you have a woman who was shoved in front of a subway in Times Square. She was killed. It's happening at the 42nd Street and Broadway subway station. And it was a 40-year-old woman who was shoved by a homeless man in front of this train. Now, this guy who shoved her apparently has an extensive criminal history. He's had emotionally disturbed encounters that cops say they have documented. And the incident was unprovoked. And just like here, the victim does not appear to have had any interaction with the person who pushed her.
Yeah, but look how weird this one is, if I understand this correctly. He goes after the woman and tries to shove her onto the train. She feels there's something wrong about that, moves away. So there was a woman next to her that he pushed. You talk about rainbow.
He was just going to push somebody.
That was exactly it. And this